here I am, back on Holbrook Mill Pond again, by kind invitation of my good friend Rob Nunn. I wish I'd done the videoing yesterday because the sun was shining, and today it's just a bit, well, grey, overcast, not too pleasant on the fish front at the moment. I think it's a bit too cold. The weather was supposed to have changed, but it hasn't done yet. The wind direction has finally sort of changed, which is good news at last, and hopefully we'll get some fish. See Rob's set up down there, casting out across the overhanging trees and the snags over there. I've got one in the far bay right in the middle of the screen now. I've got some, my middle rod is over the pads that are starting to grow up, not too much, but yeah, hopefully sort of encourage them a little bit. And the other rods are in the far corner over there, just by the reeds. And hopefully we'll catch some fish. What a gorgeous place this is. Well, the sun's come out after all that rain today. I've had 2 fish today. A 17-pound common and a 15-pound ghostie, which is very nice indeed. One first thing this morning, one first thing this afternoon. All the rods are back out. Rob's still fishing down there. Hasn't had a great deal of joy yet. The mill itself, and the far margins over there. Most of the fish have come from that bush over there. And well, let's see what tonight brings. It's all looking very pretty. The sun's out at last. Get a bit of last bit of warmth from the day, and see what happens. There's the overhanging tree that I'm fishing. I've got one bait either side, and that's where most of the fish have come from so far. Well, it's 6 o'clock on the last morning. About 5 fish now. A few bleeps on the rods either side of the trees. So hopefully I'll be able to squeeze another one in. Unfortunately, due to the bad weather, I've been able to get any on film. It's been atrocious, really. Yesterday, it just rained all day. But hey, that's what fishing's all about. Well, unfortunately, there's a pike entangled in my lines. Can you credit it? Right, this one tripped up to the new bait on. Get another bag out there after the pike attack. It's a shame really. But yeah, the wood was going to go off, but fortunately not. Yeah, we've had a lot of issues with spawning pike over the last couple of days. Playing up and down the margins, playing out in the middle. A lot of our bleeps and line bites are from the pike, which is a bit unfortunate because I've managed to get hooked up in one. Rob's got hooked up in one, got bitten off from one as well. It is a bit of a pain. I'm using sort of fluorocarbon on 2 rods, back lead on the other rod, trying to get the line on the bottom to sort of not scare the carp. Unfortunately, by having it pinned down to the bottom, it seems to be getting hooked up with the pike a lot. Hasn't been too much of a problem. Just the last sort of 24 hours seems to have generated the main issues. Right, I'm going to wait out another bag. I'll stick it on, cast out. Right, stick mix bag, ready to go. Slightly close to the tree than I really wanted it, but you just have to do. I've the fish locked up and very tight, and just have to quickly run up the bank if I get a take, keep it away from the trees. Well, here we are, set at Holbrook Mill Pond. First night. Got down about 4 o'clock this afternoon, all set up, ready to go. I've got one off those pads over there, one under the overhanging tree over there, one off the edge of the pads here. Bait up quite heavily because I'm here for 3 nights. Plenty of fish moving. Already had a few liners, so hopefully we'll be in business. Right, I thought I'd video a little bit more of Mill Pond while we're around. It's a fantastic sunny day, lovely bay over there, overhanging tree. There was a guy fishing further up into that bay last night, had a few fish. A little gap here, I think there used to be a bridge and a walkway across. It opens out into the main lake and down towards the mill. It's absolutely stunning this time of year. The water's still a bit coloured because the weed hasn't grown this year. Pads dotted around everywhere. Makes it look absolutely gorgeous. There's a fish cruising at the back of the pads at the moment over there, which is good news. Unfortunately it's now Friday night and I still haven't had any fish, which is a bit strange. They haven't been showing any signs of building up to spawning, which is quite handy, because that would be quite ironic. It was this time last night I started seeing fish moving around again. You can see I'm fishing down there, my usual spot. Can't quite see Rob where Rob's fishing in the distance. He's fishing out to the snags down there. Walk down the path and see the corner I'm fishing across into there and the pads. The overhanging bush there. I've got one in that little bay in the middle of the screen on the pads. Just finished baiting up for the evening. Might do some floater fishing tomorrow. See how we get on today. I was going to do it today. By the time I realised that I was getting on a bit, so I got stuck reading the book, which was quite enjoyable. Swim here, and brolly up. It looks very enjoyable and tranquil. Hopefully we'll catch some fish. Well, it's morning on the mill pond. 3 nights fishing. My good friend Rob Nunn. I've had 1, lost 2. Was managed out 6, including the 20. It's pretty good going. The conditions have been pretty good. The bait off those pads. The bait off the pads in the middle there. That overhanging tree over there I've had a bait off. I'm fishing these pads here. Nice 3 days break. The social, catch up. Thoroughly enjoyed the fishing as usual. And it's time to go home really. But the way it is. Hello again. I'm back on Holbrook Mill Pond for 3 nights with Rob Nunn. Fishing the same swim as normal. Saw a few fish moving over the far bank yesterday morning when we got here. Put a bit of bait out. Hopefully we'll see what happens. Rob's down there, his normal area. Looking very pretty in its wintry colours. Absolutely fantastic. I've got one rod there to the bottom of that bush in the middle of the screen, and the other rod just to the right of those reeds, right in the middle of the screen now. A little dip down when the fish have dug it out, and my third rod is back over here, just down here, out in the middle of the screen now. A old set of dead pads. Another dip down. I tend to dig it out. We'll just have to see what happens. I'm here for 3 nights, so hopefully we'll have some joy. Livy's all set up. A couple of brews already. So, pretty reasonable weather. Not as cold as we thought it was going to be, which is quite good. And hopefully I'll have a few fish. Right, here's a bit of Holbrook Mill Pond on the boat. Just drifting down past the island. Heading down towards the mill pond. Sorry about the noise, that's the inlet. Just been out in the boat drifting around looking for carp. See what I can find, see if I can find any clear spots, anything like that whatsoever. Well, there's my swim over there. There's the mill pond. You've got the tree line I'm fishing. Up against the little reeds there. Just going to go and scoot around, see if I can see any signs of fish down here. I've seen about 15, 16 fish up the other end. Cannot believe there won't be any fish down here. So we'll have a look and see what we can find. Alright, going back up the mill pond now. Decided to change swim after the number of fish I've seen at the top. So we'll see how we get on. Right, this is the top end of the lake. I'm going to fish along that tree line. See how we can get on. A little bit along the side of the island there. The swim I'm heading for is over there, so we better want to be a little bit quiet. Don't want to disrupt too much. Right, I'm all set up now, more or less down the far end of Holbrook. All three rods are out. I've been out in the boat, placed one right in the middle of the screen there. Another one along a little bit, right in front of that snags. I've seen all 15, 16 fish along that far margin, mooching up and down. They're still there when I was putting bait out. And I got one roughly underneath that bush there, right out down there. And the bottom island's down there. I'm not quite at the bottom. We'll just see how we get on. Had a move. Had a good boat down the other end of the lake and found two small fish. Most of the fish up this end are a lot bigger than that, to say the least. So there's got to be the right option for the last night. Well, here I am, back out in the mill pond. First time this year. A bit poor really, wanted to come earlier on, but work dictated different. I've never seen it for a long time in its proper full summer glory. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Pads, overhanging trees, absolutely all sorts of areas to choose from in this swim. I get the whole of this area to myself. Unbelievable, just from one swim. And, you wouldn't get that anywhere else, would you? Well, currently I have a rod in that gap there, just off those lily pads. I have a rod just about there. There's an inlet there with water pouring through, it's the noise you can hear. I did have a rod over there. I had a fish yesterday evening from over there. Lovely old looking mirror. Absolutely stunning. The unfortunate problem is I had 6 eels from the same spot and I've been up all night. My head's killing me. Absolutely unbelievable. The other spot I'm fishing at the moment, I've actually got one for the right of those pads. I think I'm going to move it to the left later on for the rest of the day. I might do that soon actually. Just a gentle little flick out there. I've got a nice bed of weed in front of me. Gives me a little bit of protection. The coots are causing me absolute nightmares at the moment. So along with coots, eels, I've got problems. You can see Rob's further down, fishing sort of that section out there. Those pads out there on the back of the bay. Haven't seen many fishing here yet this morning, but admittedly I've been trying to catch up on sleep, to be fair. It's later in the afternoon, early evening when you get the action, so I need to catch up a bit on sleep. Otherwise it's not going to go too well. I'll just see how we get on really. But unbelievable, isn't it? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Oops, alright. Lost it. Well, after no real joy, been terrorised by eels and a tench, with only one carp, I've decided to move. So I didn't catch a thing last night, totally amazed me. Rob so far has won about 11 fish, so it's not looking very good. I do expect him to catch a few more than me because it's his local water. As he runs it, you'd expect so, but 11 to 1 is ridiculous. So he's kindly let me move to the swim just one down from him. So we are sort of fishing quite close together, but in the same bay area. But it does look good. Rods are out. I've got one on those reeds in the middle of the swim, which you can't really see. Got one on the middle of those pads between there. Got one under that tree there. Piled out a load of ground bait, maize, sweet corn, all sorts of stuff that he's got from Bait Tech. Smells and looks absolutely fantastic, which is what he's been catching on. So, more or less using the exact same thing now. So hopefully we'll go home with a few fish. Weather conditions are not as good as the first night anyway, but pretty reasonable to be fair. Nice breeze blowing, a little bit cooler in the last few days. Pads look absolutely fantastic. So hopefully, good business.